If you are purchasing gifts for friends, family, or work colleagues, what better gift to give them than a wallet top up on PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo? Support my channel this Christmas period and purchase yours at Boost Gaming using the link down below. Yo guys, what is going on? It's your boy Fxtch here, back with a brand new YouTube video. And you guys have read the title. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 3 best trio landing spots for both arena and tournaments. You know, FNCS Trios is coming up. It's going to be the core game mode for all tournaments throughout the whole of next year, or at least FNCS. So Fortnite Championship Series will only be of the Trios game mode. So yeah, this will come in handy not only for that, but also yesterday's video I spoke about how Fortnite announced Frosty Frenzy Tournament, which is also a Trio Cup. So yeah, this is going to help for many cases. If you go ahead to enjoy the video, it does help in any way, shape or form. The least you can do for me is drop a like, subscribe to the channel with post notifications turned on. Therefore you never miss an upload just like this. Also, do you see this skin on the screen right now? Yeah, this is a Wildcat bundle. It's like an $100 skin. I'm pretty sure you get this usually with a Nintendo Switch, but I'm actually going to be giving one away for free over my Discord server, so link will be in the description. Just quickly join that before the video starts. And yeah, I will be hosting a giveaway where you can potentially win this skin. So getting straight into this, I'm over on Fortnite.gg right now, and I've basically made like a whole rotational path for you guys you can follow after landing at this drop spot to make the whole of your game just flow so much better. And I think that's what's going to be special about this video. Not only am I going to show you a drop spot, I'm not going to do like all the other videos. I'm not just going to show you a quick 10-second like, oh my god, land here, it's so good. I'm actually going to give you guys a full rotation off that drop spot, a few different options, and give you a whole breakdown as well. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty good video. But starting off with the first drop, honestly, I don't know what it's called. It doesn't have a name. It's not even like a landmark. Like, there's no side name for this. Like, this thing doesn't have a name. It's near this purple thingy. We're gonna call this the barn because it's kind of like a barn. We're gonna call it the barn near the purple thingy drop. That's what it's called because there's no name for it. But you can kind of find it on the map. It's just off this little tilted thing, and there's like this big purple sign. It's just right here. You can see it. It'll be kind of easy to find this. But now let's dig a little bit deeper into this. Now, of course, straight off the bat, you're probably about to comment, I'm a trio, bro. Like, this isn't solos. How the hell is a trio going to loot all this and come out of it with more than a few pistols? Now, I understand that. There isn't much loot here. There's literally 2 chests. There's quite a bit of floor loot, but about 2 chests. You can probably get some shield from here. There's a little ice box. Maybe you get a slurpfish, but realistically, there is not much. You can actually get 3 chests. I kind of missed this one, but there is one down here. There's some more floor loot, but there isn't a lot, or at least enough for a trio, especially in a competitive game mode. This will not cut it. And that's why this spot in particular, the rotation of this means the most. And I've actually gave you guys 2 options on how you can rotate out of this drop. So now, assuming your trio has landed here. Also, this drop is very uncontested to a point where like literally no one lands it, and especially in trios, everyone is going to avoid this just because they haven't looked into it. They don't know a good rotation, and they just simply see the drop and think, okay, yeah, this is not enough. There's not going to be enough loot here. Let's ignore it. But it isn't just about the drop. Again, it's about the rotation from that drop. So let's assume now you've all landed at this drop. You're probably in somewhat of shambles. You're setting yourself up almost for failure just dropping here, but I mean, at least that's what it's going to look like once you've looted. You may get some good RNG, you may not, but overall you're gonna have bad loot. And now this is where I'm going to mention the first rotation. So let's say you loot this. You're actually on the edge of this sand thing right here. Of course, you don't really want to edge into the middle. That's where all the chaos is going to be. For no reason, this place is so overly contested now. It's just a new drop, so everyone is basically just hyped about it, and so many people are landing here, so it's going to be bad. You do not want to edge anywhere out of basically these circles that I've created. So looting this, you're going to come off this back here, slide down this little hill, and come all the way over to the drop shop right here, or this bridge basically. You'll obviously be rotating as a trio. Your trio will loot the entirety of this bridge, and now you've got to this bridge, you can make 2 choices. You either go this way or you go this way up here. Now let's first start off with this rotation. You come all the way around here to this gas and grub station. You loot the entirety of this. By this point, you all should have somewhat decent loot and mats to be able to fight. You then proceed to make your way over to this little spaceship thing where I'm not actually sure if you can still grab loot here. I'm assuming you can, so you can maybe grab loot here. And then finally, you rotate over to this bridge and obviously grab more loot. You can maybe grab a car, and then this whole area right here, this whole orange circle I have made, this is where you're free to do whatever you want and just loot within this region, right? So you can probably catch people looting out of all these other drops, maybe get into a fight. I don't know. This is all down to you. It's all subjective from this point, and you can find what works best for your trio. But just this drop spot alone is a great thing. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, and this rotation may sound boring because it is, but that's the whole point. You don't really want to be fighting. It's not always a good thing to be fighting all the time, especially in what this video is aimed for, trio tournaments, and playing in more of a competitive environment. You don't want to be fighting off spawn because no matter matter what you say, that's basically 50-50ing, and if you die, you throw your whole games. So this drop spot at least, and also the rotation of this, should ensure that you run into absolutely no one, because all of these little landmarks you'll be going to in between are absolutely dead. No one lands anymore. Everyone's just focused on all this purple stuff and all this fake tilted stuff. So yeah, you should be good, and nonetheless, you're going to get good loot. You'll get a lot of mats guaranteed, and you'll be set. Also, this is sand right here, so you can rotate quite fast with the sand. And now the next rotation from this, instead of actually going down this way, you can either choose to go to the drop shop, like this little bridge here, and then rotate off to the left and go over to this circle here, or you can simply just skip the drop shop, think, okay, I'm not going to go there, there's maybe someone there, it just looks risky, we haven't got enough time. You can then just simply cut off straight over to this circle instead. So depending on which rotation you make, which route you take, it's just now thinking about game dependent, what is going to work best for the game you are in. But assuming you chose this rotation, you picked one of these routes to get to this circle here, you basically just loot this all as a trio. Kind of simple, kind of self-explanatory. And then after that, this is 100% not going to be looted, almost 100%. Like, no one lands here, no one really thinks about landing here, especially as a trio. It's almost pointless, of course, if you don't have this secret rotation I'm telling you. You then want to rotate down to Wailing Woods, specifically this area I have marked off. Do not go out of this, think of this as a safe zone. You don't want to go over to this house, this is probably being contested, probably being looted. But this side right here, if you're fast enough, people just don't really loot this straight away. They're going to land, if anywhere, at the house or somewhere on the edge, and then rotate to the house. They're probably not going to be here, and even if they were there and it was contested, it was looted, you can just get the scraps of that and then do as you wish, because after this, it's all again subjective, game dependent. You can then rotate where you want. You should now have all good loot, decent placement, because you've got to think this isn't going to be a fast process. You have to make all these rotations, grab all this floor loot, loot all these chests and landmarks in between. So yeah, by the time you make it to either one of the last spots, you should be pretty much set as a trio to at least fight, and almost with no doubt you're going to be alive, and that's all that matters here, because you're trying to play safe. You want to get placement, and it's competitive. You don't want to die of spawn. And now I know we've been on this drop for a long time, but finally showing you gameplay. As you can see, this is me gliding into the drop. I know it's sped up, of course, but this is basically just me showing you the rotation. I know I'm not in trios, I did this as a solo in pubs, but yeah, you kind of get the gist here. I'm doing all this building. I make a little bit of a different rotation. I don't drop over the hill at the back, I just walk all the way around, because it's actually uphill. I said slide down the hill, this is uphill, you can't actually slide down the hill, so you probably have to climb a little bit. And then I actually made it to this little bridge kind of thing, and I actually got into a fight. It's not too much of a biggie, but I got into this fight, I destroyed this bot, and then simply I kept rotating. I got to this little like house thing at the top, and I looted the top of this little ghost building or whatever this thing is here. I actually got into a fight. I did kill the bot once again. I'm just a pro player, you know what I'm saying? Like, Booga, come at me, bro, I'm winning the next World Cup. You know, after I kill the bot, I don't know how in sync this is, but yeah, I go to Wailing Woods and we are chilling. We've made it to the final destination. We can loot this and then win the game, or hopefully win the game. And now finally moving on to drop number 2. I know it took quite a while to explain the first drop, so I'm going to try and be a little bit faster now. I don't want this video to be too long-winded, but now we're going to talk about Stealthy Stronghold. I'm pretty sure that's the name of this drop. It is a new one. I know it's going to sound daunting at first. It's a new drop, everyone's going to be here, but believe you me, for trios, it's another one of those where people probably just won't land. And I've actually went out my way. I thought so strategically for you guys as a trio, and I've made a very nice rotation here you can actually follow to ensure that you're literally not going to die. It's almost impossible because you're kind of always playing as a team this way. So how this would work as a trio, what you want to do is 2 of you are going to drop on this side right here to my far left, and the remaining player of your trio, so 1 of you will be on this far right side at both the reboot van and these 2 chests, you know, where my cursor currently is. You split your trio like that at the drop spot, so where you're initially going to be landing. And of course, for 2 of you to share this drop on this left side, what you want to do is 1 of you will land at this little house, 1 of you will just grab 1 chest, so they'll literally just have 1 chest, but either way you're right next to each other. You're gonna kind of meet in the middle, like literally right where my cursor is, like, but you'll meet right here, like it's right next to each other. You share loot, you'll split loot, and then what you want to do is slowly all start rotating. So the 2 of you here want to rotate to the middle, basically where these arrows are going, all the way around this edge wall. So this is like a huge wall on the outside. You want to rotate behind the wall, and this is going to ensure that you're not getting killed because you're not inside and no one's going to see you. So if you're going behind the wall right here, you're going to be really safe. You know, it's also super unpredictable, so yeah, no one's gonna expect you to be just running around the outside of the POI. Like, it's kind of weird, to be fair. So you're gonna rotate all the way down to the middle. The 1 player that was on here on his own is gonna do the exact same. You're gonna meet right here at this point. You can then loot everything right here. If it was not looted, you know, maybe it was, maybe someone landed here because it's quite like central to where you'll be gliding in, if that makes sense. So there is a chance, but I really can't see it happening. So assuming you can now loot this, you then want to just almost just disperse into the drop spot as a trio, loot everything, or loot as much as you can all the way down to this point right here, the far back. You will have to be fast doing this, depending on zone, because this is right at the edge of the map, so you probably won't get the zone. But assuming you will get your jog on, you're going to be pretty fast with this. You want to then loot this, come all the way down. You can actually swim here, to swim all the way back to where one of you would have initially landed, basically the reboot van. You can actually get out here, well, you will have to build, but you can get out here. You then want to run all the way down to the shore, grab this boat, and this is where the zone is probably right on your back, and this boat is honestly going to save you. So you're going to get the boat, you're going to come all the way down this river. This looks like a really long rotation, but it literally takes less than like 1 to 2 minutes. You then want to come to this bridge. You can loot the bridge as a trio, and where this little darker orange circle is, you will find a car because it's a bridge. And now what you want to do is grab that car, take the car all the way down this road here, loot this. Finally, this shouldn't be looted. If it is, whatever, just grab the remainder of the loot, and then from there you should all have decently good loot. You've played kind of passive, kind of smart. You've had a consistent rotation the whole time. You have your head screwed on. You've probably already got a lot of placement at this point, and now you're deep into the game and you can just loot all of this, go off and do your own thing. It's all going to be I mean, it's not even subjective, like just game dependent after this. It all depends on the game. And now I'm going to show you the rotational speedrun. Technically, it sounds kind of complicated. I know everything I've just explained. This is how it happened. This is how actually player one, so the guy who's landing on his own, will be rotating out of this place, or at least landing and then meeting in the middle. As you can see here, I rotated. I had a little bit of a struggle, but I rotated all the way around this wall right here, kept going, but I actually went all the way around, like fully to where my other two teammates would have been landing. You wouldn't usually have to do this, and you'd just be meeting in the middle, but I actually looted the other house just to show where they would have landed, so you can actually get a perspective of both sides. But assuming now I'm actually one of the two who would have landed at the other side, I'm now rotating with my other teammate to meet my one other teammate in the middle who would have landed, of course, on the other side I just shown you. You don't want to rotate in here. I actually got into a little fight, and also the zone closed quicker because I got into a fight, which was a very big issue. I also nearly got griefed, but I'm rotating out here. I literally got sniped, so I had to heal. I then healed, a bit of a struggle, but I then rotated all the way out down to the boat. Finally, we did it. Now I'm kind of in the clear. The zone is right on my back. As I mentioned, it probably would be. We rotate all the way down with my boat. I get into another fight. I literally can't catch a break here, but you know, we're destroying these kids. We're clapping all these bots. I get to the gas station. I get super unlucky. All these cars are literally clamped, so I end up having to make adjustments and rotate differently, which is super annoying. But we end up finding a taxi, I believe. We drive a little bit after getting some mats, and then I get to the sand where at this point your trio would be free to do whatever you want. You're probably quite deep into the game. Like, I was in a pub set. I literally have 15 players left. I get into a fight. I think I kill him. Oh yeah, I remember here. Yeah, I killed him. He's so bad. I told you I'm a pro. And here we are, last but not least, drop number 3. We have Camp Cod. I know this is their drop spot. It isn't new, kind of boring, but honestly, this place is deserted. No one remembers this place. It is completely dead. It's right, as you can see, this map's taking a while to load, but it's all the way on this far edge of the map, on this lost, like, disconnected random island thing, which is connected by just a small bridge, and so many people forgot about this. It's very, very dead, but this is where we're playing passive, right? And it's going to come in handy for us, because you could literally claim this drop spot and have near to zero worries that anyone is going to contest you. And I mean, if they do, you can fight them, right? I mean, like, that's all you're left to do. But the whole point of this is probably not to get contested. You want to land as a trio. One of you will land here. There's like a little house, and then there's a barn. You'll just want to land within this green region. My cursor is going around, and loot this as a solo, and then the other two of you will go here and loot this as a duo. This will take a little bit longer to loot. That is the only reason why, and it's all metal, so they can just farm that, get all the mats they need. You can then just almost meet in the middle, meet together here, and as there'll be two of you also looting this, if one of you maybe loots a little bit faster than the other, they can just cut off here and grab the rest of the loot on the other parts of this drop spot on the edge near like the little entrance near the bridge here. And now, assuming you have successfully looted, you want to grab this boat, and now this is a part of the whole rotation you're going to make. You want to grab the boat. This is going to be literally your lifesaver. You're on the edge of the map, so you're definitely not getting zoned. You want to grab the boat. You want to actually go all the way around the back of the map, like literally on the whole back of the map. You actually don't have to go that far. I kind of exaggerated that a bit there, but you just go literally around this corner on the back of the map, so no one's going to be shooting you, well, hopefully. And then you want to grab this loot. I've circled places where you can grab loot on the way, and then the goal is to come all the way up this hill and after rotating with your boat and make it to Apres Sky. I think that's what it says, but it's just like a little lodge almost. It's actually a disco right now, which is kind of weird, but it's a little lodge. You want to loot this as a trio. You then want to cut down this little hill. You want to then hopefully be able to loot the back of Misty Meadows, but this is probably looted, so grab any spare loot. There's either people still fighting here, like probably just getting third partied, so you can almost just slip through here nicely without getting caught in the fight, or it's just completely been rotated out of and you can just literally walk through freely. And then you want to get to this boat, come all the way around this far edge so you're not getting caught anywhere, or or basically seeing. This is more the disclosed path you can take in this water, and then you get to this point, loot this, grab a car on this little bridge on this road. You shouldn't run into anyone, but after you've got here anyway, it's going to be where you run off, do as you wish, and it should now bring you almost perfectly into one of the zones. Now this map is super laggy, it's super buggy right now, but basically I've actually highlighted here where potentially the zones will be dropping. So as the zones are moving and you've probably made this whole rotation, you should now be all alive as a trio, have somewhat decent loot, and you can simply just rotate with your car into either one of the zones and then just play for end game from there. And here's me doing this rotational run through or speed run on screen right here. Like, I got this in solos again, so isn't that realistic, but I try to mimic what you'll be doing as a trio. So I loot this little building after landing, I go through all the way through the little farm thing, we get to this little edge, I then loot the rest, and then I simply grab the boat, we rotate all the way around the back of the map kind of, then we build up this hill. I didn't really loot that much because the zone was right on my back. I took a bit too much time looting. I grabbed a zip line, which you can actually get here, I didn't really mention, brings you right up to this like A-press house, whatever it is. It's actually, as you can see now, a little bit of a disco, so I had a little party in here, I had a dance, I also had a drink of Fxtch because alcohol is bad, do not drink alcohol guys. And yeah, we now are at Misty Meadows. I slipped right through. This actually wasn't looted for me, luckily enough, so I grab a few chests, a few ammo crates, I'm proper vibing, grab a little car because I'm lazy, my legs were tired. We then jump in the boat, we then rotate all the way around. I kind of took a little detour, but we rotate all the way around to here. I found a llama, you know, I'm really lucky, and yeah, that's it. I did a little edit course, I healed, grabbed my car, and then actually jumped in the sand and made my way to a fight, which of course I won because I'm just a young goat. And with that all out of the way, that one being said, that's all I have in today's video. I know this video's maybe long, I don't know, I think it's long, I'm just assuming it's long because I talked a whole lot. My voice box literally hurts now, but if you guys got to the end, the least you can do for me is drop a like, subscribe to the channel, remember Wildcat giveaway below, within the description, within my Discord server, make sure to enter that. I hope everyone has an amazing day. It's been your boy Fxtch, and yeah, peace.